Hello everybody and welcome back to Jurassic World the Game episode number 13. I believe it should be episode 13. But guys, I can't believe that Ludia did this. Now, if you were looking on my video on Wednesday, I talked about how on Friday we were going to do the tournament that was coming out on Friday. But there's been a slight change of plans. So if we go into the events tab here and we take a look at the tournament, it's not going to explicitly and outright say this, but I'll put it up on screen. Basically, this tournament was predicted to be 1,300 trophies to win it. And that's a very good amount of trophies for a tournament. You know, it's not hard and should be an easy victory. But this dinosaur got moved to a 2,400 tournament. So I will no longer be doing this tournament because I believe that 2,400 points for this creature is just not worth it. I apologize to anyone who might have been looking forward to a tournament video this week. That's unfortunately not going to be what happens, but I can promise you, and hopefully this one will stay as predicted, but next week we have a sonorasaurus tournament where you can only use herbivore creatures. So that'll be very interesting. I have quite a few herbivores. I've just got a couple monostegatops in, so hopefully that one should be good, and it's predicted to be 1,300, so hopefully it'll stay that way. But instead of doing a tournament today, what we're going to be doing is a couple of events that just came out today. So we have a couple of carnivore carnage events and a couple of recurring events, those being Rarity Rumble and Claim Your Territory. Alright, so we're going to be starting here with the Rarity Rumble and Claim Your Territory. So out of these two packs, we have a chance to get a couple common hybrids, a less than 1% chance for a super hybrid, the only common super hybrid, and a pretty decent chance for any other regular common. You get a pretty decent pool of prizes, and for Claim Your Territory, you get a chance for any of these aquatics. So that'll be good for building the aquatic lineup, and you have a chance, 20% chance for 500 DNA. So that's not too bad here. Let's see what we have here for this first one. This one's not hard at all, so we should be able to breeze through this. A lot of pterosaurs here, so I'm thinking we use a carnivore, and then I think that should be good. We shouldn't need anything too crazy here, but just in case, always throw something in good. If it's the last battle, might as well use something good, right? So Helicactus is starting off with 2 here. Now we are not using a flock because there aren't any common flocks, but usually if you're not able to be killed in one singular hit, you should be able to kind of build up reserves in the same way that you would with a flock. So that is what we are going to be doing here. We have already 4 reserve here. I think they had 4, so they're gonna have 5. Yeah. So they can't kill us in 1. They could think we have 4 block or 2. And they go for an all-out 5, which is super good, because in is going to come in our Labyrinthosaurus. And we have a boosted attack stat, so we are going to go for that here. Now, nothing can really take us out in that many hits, so I'm just going to go for 4 reserve and 2 block. So down goes Helicactus here, and in comes Pelicanipteryx, which is the pre-evolution. Interesting. It went for an all-out attack instead of switching out, but that works in our favor, so we're gonna just kill it, block, and reserve for all we can. And this Labyrinthosaurus can kill us in 2. So we could die here, but if we do, we still have Helicactus in the back here. But he doesn't go for anything. He can't block an all-out attack, so that's what we're gonna be doing. And wabam! Down goes the opposing Labyrinthosaurus here, making for our first out of 4 pack wins. So nothing too crazy out of this pack that we can get here, but we're hoping for anything. Oh, we got 1,000 DNA, 1,000 amber, and a Jungosaurus. That was actually pretty good. I don't know. I think it was a 33% chance for DNA, but 1,000 DNA is 1,000 DNA. So we will take that. But here we have Claim Your Territory. Now we have a Edmontosaurus, Darwinopterus, and Pterodactylus. So 2 pterosaurs. Now that means we should probably use a herbivore. Now these pterosaurs don't have a crazy amount of health. I think we should be able to get away with just using a regular level 30 tournament herbivore. We shouldn't need anything too crazy here, so I'm just going to throw in a Pederpes so it doesn't want to switch out into those pterosaurs, and then we will throw in just an okay carnivore. I'm thinking something like Tyrannosaurus, and then for our herbivore here, we'll throw in, honestly, Nodosaurus should do the job. Edmontosaurus does have a lot of attack. Even if T-Rex comes in, it'll still be able to kill us in just 3 hits, so we should still try and play it carefully here. We're definitely not using the strongest things that we could here, but you don't need to when you got flocks, right? So it goes for the swap. Oh my goodness, I am so smart. For some reason I thought that pterosaurs were not good against amphibians, but I would be super wrong about that. I'm having a really good day for brain activity here, but either way the outcome should not change. So I think that was an all-out attack. So we'll switch into Nodosaurus here, kill him in just barely 2 hits. He could have 1 block. Doesn't. Always factor for 1 or 2 if you're not sure. And in comes Edmontosaurus. Now, Edmontosaurus could go for 4 because it thinks that we might have blocked for 2, but we didn't. So that's our cue to switch into Tyrannosaurus here. Kill him in 2 hits and reserve for 1. Now, Pterodactylus, I think, can kill us in, yeah, just 2 hits. So he should go for 3 and have 1 block. And by that point, it's already a win for Nodosaurus. So, yep, goes for that 3. And comes our Nodosaurus. And we have more than enough reserves here to kill Pterodactylus. So that's going to be a big fat wha-bam. Down goes Pterodactylus. And if I had to say anything that I would like from this pack, it would be a reef. I definitely am low on reefs, so that would be amazing. And I think that's Geosaurus. Yep, Geosaurus. And on top of that, we got a little bit of everything: DNA, coin, and food. Though if you can see on the top of the screen, I think I have well enough coin. Do not need any more of that, but it's a-okay. So now that leaves us here with the 2 Carnivore Carnage events: Undying, Unyielding Stand, and Dread Domination. So let's see here. Unyielding Stand has a 2% chance to grant us an Armor Armada. Now, that is pretty darn good, but I believe this is a stampede battle. Yeah, we need to kill just 10 opponents to do that one. So that one is definitely probably going to be a little tricky if it's given us a tournament hybrid. And this one, odds for Shunosaurus, so that's pretty cool, but rest is Bajadasaurus and Amargasaurus. Not too bad here, but the whole entire enemy team here is going to be using herbivores. So we're just going to throw a quick carnivore team together, and that should be able to knock this well out of the park. And sonorasaurus here, which is the next tournament creature, looks super cool. I've been wanting a tournament for one of the long neck, like super long neck brachiosaurids, and I'm glad to see that we're finally getting one. Now, I'm not sure if I will get it to level 40, but I think I will hatch it at the very least. Maybe get it to level 20. But let's see here. We have 4 here. He might go for 3. Just 3. That's what I would think here. Yep, goes for 3. So potential for 1 block. So we are going to switch out here into Indominus Rex and kill in, I think, 3 hits. Yeah. Now, yeah. Either way, Shunosaurus cannot kill us. Yeah, Shunosaurus only has 400 attack. I think it would take maybe 4 hits for it to kill us. So we are looking quite good here. We're going to switch into that compy. Go for the 3 reserve. And Shunosaurus went for 2 block. So it has 5. Now it can kill us in 4. And then I assume it will block for 1. So we're going to have to factor in for that, which means we'll have to go for exactly 3 hits. But that's all good here. But we can kill Dreadnoughtus in 3 hits. And there's a potential that Shunosaurus could have gone for 1 reserve here. So I'm just going to go for 2 block, 2 reserve, not risk anything. But I don't think Dreadnoughtus will go for 4 block. So I think we're safe to say just going, oh. No. So the most he can have is 3 block and we kill, oh wait, no we don't kill him 3. Or do we? I think we do kill him 3. Yeah, no, we do. Yeah, okay, we're good. Got scared there for a second that I miscalculated it, but we're all good here. Down goes Dreadnoughtus, and that makes for our 3rd win here. So we're going pretty good, actually. Best thing from this would honestly be probably Bajatosaurus. But we did not get that. We got 300 amber and a Superosaurus, which is good because I don't have that thing at level 40, so that is something we can slowly work towards here. And what is trying to freaking Corythosaurus? Always the worst creatures that want the most attention. I really need to start putting away, or at least when I get higher level, putting away all of these creatures that are like level 40 rares and super rares and even legendaries, because honestly, when a code 19 pops up, they don't grant you much of anything. And that's the biggest thing. If you can just place creatures that you at least have multiple of down, then that'll automatically grant you more DNA and more SDNA. So just something to keep in mind when you're placing things in your park. But our last thing here is Unyielding Stand, which has that 2% Armormata. Now, I don't know what's going to be in there, and I almost want to just throw in a couple of commons just to see what we're going up against. And oh, that's not bad. That's actually not bad at all. I think we can get away with just throwing a couple of flocks in here. They seem to be all herbivores, so what we'll do is throw in a flock. We'll throw in Rexy here. I almost wish I didn't use Indominus, but Dilophosaurus I think will be a better bet. If anything, I would rather just use Dilophosaurus instead of another flock, or instead of having, I would rather use 2 flocks and a Dilophosaurus instead of 2 carnivores. So that's what we'll do. Alright, so I assume, like the last stampede we did, it's going to gradually increase in difficulty. Now, we're starting off here with the Tajungasaurus. That can be easily killed in 1 hit. I'm not too worried about it. And to be honest, I honestly just want to switch right into Dilophosaurus and use our heroic ability, because we're going to be able to kill most of these things in just 1 hit, I believe. So we're just going to try and get through all the easiest things we can. And then once they start to get kind of hard, we will switch back into Sinosauropteryx and then start building up our reserve. So we're going to take 2 hits from Ankylosaurus. No biggie. We're going to use our heroic ability another time, kill Ankylosaurus. And in comes Bumpy. Bumpy's dead in 1 hit, and we do an extra 455 damage to, what is that? Stegosaurus. Not Stegosaurus, but Stegosaurus. So, he could do a little bit of damage, so I'll go for 1 block. So there goes Bumpy, and honestly, it's not even looking too bad. So he goes for 2, so he could have 1 block. So I think now's the time where I'm going to go for 2 and block for 4 and start to try and switch back into Sinosauropteryx and build up those reserve points. So goes for 2. He could go for 2 reserve or 2 block since we're a carnivore, and he goes for 2 block. So hopefully he should go for 4 since we only have 3 points, and he does. So we're going to switch back into Dilophosaurus. It's pretty much just going to be a big game of switcheroo, but we'll go for that. And he can't do much either, so I'm going to block for 2, reserve for 3. And we're already down to the last 4 here. Not as hard as I thought it was going to be, and I'm honestly kind of surprised. It seems like they're kind of giving away Armormata for free. So I think he went for 2, right? Yeah, he did. Okay, so we're chilling. And now we are down to the last 3. And did we do damage to everything? I think we literally did damage to everything. That is crazy. Okay. Maybe stampedes aren't as bad as I thought. Maybe if you have a heroic Dilophosaurus and 2 flocks, maybe it's just easy. So he goes for an all-out 4. So we're going to switch right back into the Dilophosaurus here. Go for 1. Oh, I did not mean to block for 3. Or maybe I did. I don't know. But here comes Sinoceratops. Oh my gosh. He goes for 2. Now, I don't want to risk it because next up is Homalocephaly, and that has a crazy attack stat. Yeah, so I'm not going to risk it. We're going to switch it back in and get the flock regeneration. I wish I had this many flock regenerations whenever I'm not on YouTube making a video. But he goes for 4. I don't know what he had, but it doesn't really matter much. So I'll go for 3. Hemalocephaly, I'm gonna in case it has one reserve. Always be safe. I would rather have to switch for an extra turn instead of having to buy back to Dilophosaurus, but we're all good. He goes for 3, so he can't defend this attack, and there we go. And wabam! Down goes Hemalocephaly, and that made for a super easy pack win, surprisingly. I thought it was going to be a lot harder, but we have a 2% chance to win Armorata? Yeah, Armorata. Whatever it is, we have a 2% chance. So I'm going to close my eyes and you guys let me know if it's good, all right? Is it good? You guys lied to me. It's not good. 25 bucks, 500 amber, and a stegosaurus. So as you can see, we obviously did not get the Armorata, but you know, it's okay. We can't win everything, all right? But I think that is pretty much everything that we can do done here. We'll check the trade harbor real quick. Do that Apatosaur trade and do that loyalty point trade for bucks. Honestly, I find that in the trade harbor here, you get a lot of trades for loyalty points for bucks. About the same amount you would get, maybe a little less, for trading loyalty points for bucks instead of an Apatosaur fossil. So I really recommend, guys, if you're not getting many bucks trades, do custom trades with Apatosaur fossils for loyalty points, because you will get a lot, and I mean a lot, of loyalty point buck trades. And because you're getting free loyalty points from the trade harbor, you're not losing anything and you're getting bucks in exchange. So there's the daily tip for today, guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to let me know. Give the video a like or let me know in the comments, and I should be seeing you guys back here on Monday with hopefully some new events. Let's check it out here, what we have a chance to do. We have a couple unlocks, some themed events it seems, and yeah, should hopefully be a fun week with all those events. So I will see you guys on Monday. Bye bye.